I'm saying Rowan, right? Yes. And what, mate? Mummy's recording right now. What? What's her name? The chat. Hi there again, BookTube. Leanne here, and welcome back to another video. Today I thought I would talk about what I've read so far in July. It's been an okay-ish start of the month, first half of the month for me reading. I think I've had a slowdown because of June being the readathon, but I don't know if I picked up wonderful books to start the month off with at least. I never DNF. Like, hardly ever in my life do I DNF books, but I've DNF'd 2 books this month and had to put one away because it's the second in a series of one of the ones that I DNF'd. So I haven't had a wonderful start. But I do now have a little Apple iPad mini thing. I've never have an Apple, like anything, so it's exciting for me to be able to do my journal on here because I really enjoy journaling, and Android and other devices don't really have the really good mechanics and the really good apps that Apple do. So I'm really excited to finally have one of these and make my own digital journal. Because when I have physical journals, I never end up printing stuff off and putting nice things in them, and then I forget about them because they don't look nice. So it's very exciting for me to have this um, this digital journal because I'll actually keep up to date with it because I can just copy and paste off the wonderful internet. How great is that? But I started off really well because I did read In the Ravenous Dark, which is the pick for the Phase and the Gaze book club for the month of June. I didn't read it in June, but luckily their live show is like mid-month time, so I'm excited to be able to. I was excited to be able to get to that and read it and go ahead and join the live. Well, be in the chat in the live show, which hasn't happened yet, but I'm excited to get to it. Um, but yeah, that was a really good start. I gave In the Ravenous Dark a 4-star, and I made this really cute little spread here for it. So that's like the start of my month on July. I've made it like look like a book, and then I've done this really cute spread here. So I gave In the Ravenous Dark a 4-star review. I liked it because I do generally like YA. I know a lot of people say that they don't really like YA very much, but I'm one of the people that do, and I like YA fantasy, so I quite enjoyed it. Rowan, the main character, wasn't like wonderful, but it's one of those books where the main character isn't the best character. Oops, isn't the best character, so I'm fine with that. There was a character that I really, really loved, whose name was Jaffa. Like, they were awesome. They are a non-binary character, and they are an asexual character, as far as I'm aware. But they are just so awesome. Jaffa is so cool, and I want Jaffa to be my best friend because they just are really cool, really loyal, and a wonderful friend to Rowan. Lydia is equally quite cool. Not as like cool as a character, but Lydia's awesome too. Very strong-willed. She's a powerful woman. She's a princess, and she really, really cares about the people that she loves. And so I really like her for her loyalty and her passion as a character. So, like I say, the side characters were better for me. There's another side character called Ivralos. I think his name is Ivralos, something along those lines. And he was a ghost character, so he was meant to be Rowan's guardian. So he was supposed to be Rowan's guardian, but there's like a big love triangle in this book. But guys, a love triangle in the book where everybody gets what they want. Finally, everybody gets what they want. This book has a polyamorous relationship where everybody is perfectly happy with the situation. And I love it. This is the kind of love triangle that I've been wanting for years. Like, why can't everybody just be happy in a love triangle and everybody wins? Like, there's still stakes in the fantasy book. But yeah, I've been wanting this for so long, and I'm really, really excited to finally have a polyamorous book that I can read where everybody's happy. Because why can't that be a thing? If everybody in the situation is in love and they don't want to choose who they want to be with, I don't see why not if everybody's happy with the situation, basically. But yeah, I really enjoyed this book. I'm a very character driven reader, so this book was really great for me because I did really, really enjoy the side characters. Rowan was a bit big headed, I guess, and she thought of herself a bit too much, so that's probably why I wasn't so connected with her because she was quite a selfish character. But again, generally just really enjoyed the book and a good solid 4 stars from me. Then, after I finished this really good book, I picked up The Goblin Emperor by Catherine Addison. And prior to this month, I had requested The Witness of the Dead, which is the second book. I think it's quite a short book, it might be a novella, but I requested that on NetGalley. Unfortunately, I won't be reading The Witness to the Dead because I DNF'd this halfway through. Um, I just, I don't think I can deal with the politics of this book, and it is generally just the main character becoming the Goblin Emperor, as the title suggests. But he's not been brought up in a way that, like, to be trained in any way, shape, or form to be this role. And it's just the politics being thrown in his face constantly, and I can't deal with it. It's just not my cup of tea at all. And I've heard on Discord quite a few people saying that they didn't like it either, and they couldn't read it, and they had DNF'd it. So it's not just me, thank goodness. But yeah, I just couldn't carry on with this, and I think this is probably going to go in an unhaul pile somewhere. I just couldn't get through it, so bye bye to this book, I guess. Yeah, but then I was supposed to read The Witness of the Dead after that, and I didn't read it. However, I did make some quite nice little spreads for The Goblin Emperor and The Witness to the Dead prior to realising that I was going to DNF it, so that's pretty at least. I got some good journal pages out of it. And then when I put that to the side, I thought, I'll read a little short novella just to cleanse the palate a bit. So I picked up Binti, and that is by Neddy Okorafa. If that's how you say it. Don't. Yeah, I'm probably wrong. But yeah, this was the pet pick for this month, the one that my cat Lynxie kindly selected for me. And I gave this a 2.5 stars. That is low for me. I don't give lower than 3 stars normally, but there was just no substance to this book. I enjoyed the first quarter to half of the book up until a certain point that I can't say because spoilers. But there's no justice in this book. Everybody seems to just get away with everything. I am a character driven reader, but the characters didn't even hold enough substance in this book for me, let alone the actual plot itself. Like, I can like a book with really good characters, but if there isn't really much of a plot and there's no stakes and there's nothing like really of substance there for me, I can't get into it, and that's why I had to give Binti a 2.5 stars. I just could not get into this book at all. Other people I've heard want to continue with it. I'm reading this as part of the Interstellar book club on their Discord, but I can't carry on with it. It's just not got the substance that I need in a book, and so I'm just gonna have to put this to one side and not carry on with this one, unfortunately. And I thought it was going to be this really cool sci-fi book, but it's not that for me at all. So I'll have to put this one to one side, and at least I finished this one, because the one I picked up next, it didn't finish. I think I read 60 pages of The Wolf by Leo Carew. This is a read for the Shelf Space Discord for this month. I think Alan and Leanna from Leanna's library, Alan from the Library of Alexandria. So this is Leanna's favourite book apparently, but again, I don't think it's for me. It's probably a very good book for a lot of fantasy readers, but we're kind of thrown into like a middle of a wartime situation, and like in medias res type thing, which I quite like most of the time. I like being thrown into a book in the middle of things. But for me, I read 60 pages and DNF'd, which again is very unlikely for me to do, but I just wasn't enjoying the characters, I wasn't enjoying the plot. It just wasn't for me, especially wartime in the middle of things. I just couldn't get into it at all. So I DNF'd The Wolf, unfortunately, and probably won't be picking it up again. So, yeah, hopefully I don't DNF any more books this month. But yeah, I made a really cool spread for Binti. I didn't get that far for The Wolf because I didn't know anything about it, but I made a cute little one for Binti, so I really liked what I made for it. At least it made a good journal spread. Unfortunately, The Wolf didn't, because I didn't get into it enough to be able to gauge much from it apart from war stuff. So I feel like I should have read more of The Wolf, but I just didn't have it in me to just carry on. I just needed something else, so I moved on. So what I'm reading now is The Black Sun by Rebecca Roanhorse. I am a good 10 or 11 chapters into that, so I've already started up the spread for it. So if you know the characters from Black Sun, you'll see like representation for the three main perspectives. I think there's a fourth perspective, but I haven't gotten into that yet, so I might add some to the spread. So I'm going to put notes up the top corner here, and I'm going to put the star rating in that little purpley blue block there. And as you can see, I'm reading The Sword of Kaigan after this. But yeah, The Black Sun is July's pick for the Phase and the Gaze book club. So yeah, I'm really enjoying this one so far. I thought it was a sci-fi, apparently. So I had this down as my sci-fi pick from my TBR game, but I've had to change that. So at the end of the month, you'll see that I've changed the prompts around, but hopefully I'll get to all the prompts. Fingers crossed. But yeah, I'm really enjoying Black Sun so far. I really like all the characters, especially Zayala. She's really, really cool. She's like really cool character that just goes for what she wants. And I really liked the introduction to her so far. And then there was another chapter with her on the ship, starting her journey, and she seemed really cool in that too. So I'm very, very excited to see more from her. There's another character, like a he was a boy in the beginning, but I think it's like years later and he's a grown man now. So there's like stuff from his perspective, things he remembers, and like current events. And then there's a character who is a priest, like a priestess maybe, and she her people worship the sun and all that. Like the whole book's about the sun and it's gonna be eaten or something. And like this event, it's basically the eclipse, but they've made it like a religious thing where the sun gets eaten by a crow, and then the sun wins and comes back again. I think that's how they put it. But yeah, I'm very, very excited about this book. I'm really, really enjoying what's happening so far, so I'm excited to carry on. That's where I am so far in the month of July. I haven't read a wonderful amount because I've been DNFing here and there, but I'm very happy with what I've read so far, apart from the DNFs, obviously. But it looks like at least two really, really good books are coming out of the first half of this month, so I'm very excited to move on to the second half. Speaking of, The Sword of Kaigan, I'm reading that for the Wizardly Duo Discord. I'm reading that along with those guys. And I have read the first half of the first chapter, and the characters already seem cool, so I'm hoping I'm going to like that too. So yeah, that's everything basically so far this month. Hi there again, I lied. So there are two other books I read this month so far. I just somehow forgot about them for some reason. Probably because one of them I've already read before. So this was a quick read because it's little. I read A Court of Frost and Starlight by Sarah J Maas. This was I think this was a 4-star for me because again I've already read it before. It's a reread. And though it hasn't got a wonderful amount of substance to it, it's like a novella within a series of books. So this is something I've returned to, and I already know the characters and I already know what's happened to them. It's like a post-wartime kind of situation. Everybody's trying to get back to normal and rebuild the city and all that kind of stuff. So I just really enjoyed this, and it was just nice to see like a slice of life within a fantasy world. So yeah, I quite liked it, and I'm looking forward to getting to the next book, which Nestor I think is the main character of. So looking forward to that. And then I also got sent an e-arc of Jonah and the Impossible Monsters. And that was really cool, actually. I gave that a 4-star as well. Um, Basically, it's these two sisters who get separated, and it's a world ravaged by monsters, and they're really, really dangerous. They could kill you at any time. There's people in like camps, living underground, moving around to try and get away and hide from these monsters. Basically, survival. And there's like families trying to find each other and all that kind of stuff. And it was just really nice. It was a nice comic, with big scary monsters, and the one of the characters is like quite strong, like baby weirdly so. I'm not quite sure yet. I suppose we might find out in later comics. But yeah, I kindly got sent an e-arc of Jonah and the Impossible Monsters on NetGalley. So I've made a couple of spreads for those too on my journal. So here's the Court of Frost and Starlight spread, which I really like the look of that I've made. And the Jonah and the Impossible Monsters over here. Like I say, for this I just kind of use Pinterest and copy and paste a lot of stuff to make a nice, really cool spread. So yeah, so that's you updated now. I told you about all of the books now that I've read so far. That is actually all of them. Like it is actually all of them so far. So I do now plan on reading, finishing Black Sun. The Sword of Kaigan will be started soon, hopefully. And then I also have on my TBR City of Brass by S.A. Cheraborty, which is a read along over on the Shell Space server on Discord. And I also have Night Shadow on there as a series continuation because I didn't read the other one. But yeah, by Sebastian D. Castell, Night Shadow. So those are those two books that I hope to get to at some point this month. Back to the video that I lied to you on. So yeah, I just thought I'd give you a quick wrap up of what was going on with me. I wasn't very well last weekend, so my videos have got a bit skew-iffy, but hopefully we're back to normal now. And I will see you guys in my next video, so I will see you all soon. Bye, TTFN!